What's going on? What's up?
Oh,
What's up? It's your boy Connect, and we're back with another episode of Life After Ball, episode 17. What's going on, man?
all is well, brother. Hey, taking everything one day at a time.
Yes, sir. Got my boy Gina here with me again, of course.
Yes, sir, my brother.
Classic, man. We were just talking about the past few months. We kind of been taking a break for ourselves and making sure everything's good on our end. And I actually was able to take a trip out to LA to go hang out with Gene for a few days and just really enjoy LA, California love, the whole week and just vibe out, man. So what's your thoughts on that, man? How you feeling, Gene?
Man, hey, that week you was out here, man, I was definitely wonderful. You know what I'm saying? Just, hey, for you to come out here on your 31st birthday, to come out kick with me in LA, that was everything. That meant a lot to me, bro. Like,
For
no
sure.
lie.
For sure, man. For sure, man. Definitely a great time, man. We worked out, worked out, went to the beach. We ran on the beach, ran in San Pedro. Very nice, very beautiful scenery, man. They got the mountains, the beach, very nice scenery. But yeah, man, it was great. It was great, man. I definitely got to come back out there again so we can do a live show, man.
Yeah, for sure. Cause I wanted to have an episode with me and you live on location.
Right.
Uh, the plan didn't fall through, but next time you come out here, I'm definitely have that set in stone.
For sure, man. For sure. For sure. But yeah, man. So today's topic, we're just going to be talking about life, really life. That's the first word in our podcast, life after ball. And sometimes we can overlook life as a whole. We have to do our best to be present every day, and that also comes with making sure that we're mentally good, taking care of ourselves, health, mental health, things that our community doesn't talk about as much. But those are things that we want to talk about tonight. Um, but yeah, so Gene, so like, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about like mental health?
Far as mental health, man, you take care of your mind. Like, one of the first things that me and you talked about before briefly when I was going through my stuff, just basically mind, body, and spirit. Obviously, like I said, y'all boys out here for you was out here and my cousins out here for a few. Y'all got a chance to see me out here, kind of still juggling and trying to balance my stuff. But the biggest thing for me is just when you train your mind, get your mind right, everything else gonna follow.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So like, get your mind right, your body physically gonna get right.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
get your mind right, spiritually, you be more connected to the higher being.
Mm.
So
To
it's
God.
just tapping into that for sure.
Right, right, for sure, man. Especially like one of my favorite quotes is, "As a man thinketh, so is he."
Yes,
So
sir.
starting off with the mental health thing is very important that we think highly of ourselves and mentally uh, expect more from ourselves, but
Yeah,
also giving ourselves grace. It's very important to have a balance there because sometimes you can overcompensate and sometimes you can not compensate at all. So it's very important to um, set high standards for yourself, depending on where you want to go in life. Always have, easier said than done, but confidence and, you know, uh, just really seeing yourself in better positions, having that perspective, having that vision for yourself. So that's definitely something that I connect with mental health. So what about physical health? Physical health and mental health. What does that mean to you? And how does that look like on your day-to-day basis?
my day to day, man, really just getting up. Obviously, getting up and conquering the day. Like obviously, you get up, you tired. You're like, man, why am I doing this and things like that. But if you the biggest thing is starting positive.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I say being optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
Like we all know today, yesterday, and tomorrow has its own set of challenges. But I'm like, okay, if I put in my mind to think something good, to look for something good, I'm gonna get good out of it. So the
Mm-hmm.
biggest thing is like obviously getting up, training my mind to think positive for one, and then obviously day to day just getting out, being active, whether I'm going for a walk, jog, or run. doing push-ups, if I ain't lifting weights or whatnot, if I'm not playing basketball or whatnot. So just staying active, you know what I mean? I just let my body sit and rot.
Right, right. That's a big one, man. Staying active. I know you like to hoop. You be in the gym. You got your highlight tapes on IG, man. Make sure y'all go check out his Instagram to see his highlight tapes, man. He really was getting buckets. So, yeah, man, that's major, man. And also when I came out there, we was able to throw the football around. You know, when you start to get in your late 20s, early 30s, you really have to make it a thing. It has to become a part of your routine to do something
Yeah,
physical. You know, if your work doesn't require like a physical load and things like that, you really have to be intentional about just putting yourself in those exercise spaces and really working your body physically and getting outside.
yes,
Um,
because the older you get, you don't realize how much less and less that you don't do certain things.
hmm
Like most men, at least, ain't too many times after I'll say 25 that we have to have a reason to sprint no more.
Right, right.
So it's like little things like that, or even jump as high as you can.
hmm
So like you said, for me, and I still play basketball. I mean, I jump as high. I mean, I be running as fast as I used to be, but I'm still active. So by
hmm
the time I'm to my 40s and 50s, like, I'm still be able to move, to be able to be mobile. I didn't want to just sit there and not do anything. It's a part of my lifestyle at least. And then, like I said, I coach kids, I train kids, things like that. So
hmm
I try to lead by example. I'm like, I'm not gonna show you anything that I can't do.
Right, right.
And for the young kids, I'm like, I do it this way, but you guys can do it better.
hmm
So that's
hmm
kind of like my little motivation. And then playing with these little, I don't say little, but these young guys, like these young pros, G leaguers, NBA players, collegiate and high school stars, you know, it gives you like this drive and competitiveness to keep going.
Keep going. Right, right, right. So let's elaborate more on. You said you coach youth basketball, and you
Yes,
make
sir.
it a point to where if you can't do something, you're not going to require that for them. You know, like you're not going to tell them, oh, make sure y'all run 50 laps and do this. If you can't do it,
Exactly.
so elaborate on that and, just essentials that you have to incorporate in your teachings to the
So
young generation.
so for me is the biggest thing for me is leading by example.
Mhm.
Like, me playing being involved in sports, being let's say a captain, and being so called a leader on teams and things like that, and being let's say a big brother. That's the biggest thing I was always taught just from a young age. You want to lead by example. So
Mhm.
like for these kids, you know, I stay active as much as possible. I'm also teaching them as I'm going along. So
Mhm.
for me, it's just showing them like what you could be at a later age. You could really be better. And I
Right.
tell them like, hey, you're this now, but you can be way better if you're obviously working hard. Like I tell them my testimony. Like the biggest thing for me was the work. I felt like I didn't work as hard as I should have. I wasn't as disciplined as I should have. I'm more disciplined now, but those years is long gone for me.
Mhm.
So this is more exercise and cardio for me.
Right.
And like I tell them, this can be a lifestyle. I ask them how many you guys want to make it to pros or overseas and like that. A lot of kids raise their hand. I tell them like, it take work.
Right.
You gotta be in love with the work. If you're not in love with the work, it's gonna show.
Right.
And when you fall short, you gotta kind of sit back and think, did I work hard enough? Did I train hard enough? Did I put myself out there? Things like that. So for me, I love basketball. I love what it did for me. You know what I mean? It showed me how to be a man in certain areas. It showed me how to compete, not just on the court, but just in everyday life.
Right.
So, my biggest thing is just giving it back. Then, like I said, leading by example. I may not do it as athletic as I once was,
Most was.
but I can still do it.
Right.
So, that's the biggest thing. I didn't just sit and ride. I ain't just sit on in the chair like, oh, you do this, this, and this, and I just sit back and watch. Like, no, I'm gonna really show you a real demonstration.
Bro, so what's your thoughts on them? We have a lot of coaches over our lifetime. But like we used to have some huge coaches that was just like overweight, didn't
Yeah,
eat healthy, didn't they were good coaches, but it was just like when they would tell us to run or do something. I know in the back of our minds, bro, we used to be like, you're you
exactly,
need to be out there
exactly,
running too.
exactly. And they were they had good. So it's pros and cons to obviously to those guys. So it's like okay, I take the good from them. I'm also
Right.
taking the bad from them. Just
Hmm.
me and my pastor, he make a joke with like, how you got these pastors, they be overweight and they tell you about, by eating certain things, exercise your mind and body, but they not doing it
They not
on
doing
their
it, yeah.
end. So it looked kind of hypocritical. So for me is I don't want to be hypocritical about it. Like, no, I
Right.
will run with you guys to just show like, hey, I may not be as active as the youngins, but I'm like, I can move with you guys.
Right.
So it's just being a leader from all facets. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm not going to lead from the front. I'm gonna lead from behind. That sounds crazy, pause. But being a leader from not just the front side, but from the back side too.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Letting the kids be the face, them the ones that shining, not the coaches. That's how
Hmm.
it should be.
Yeah.
I I rise as they rise.
Hmm.
So that's how I take it.
Hmm. Yeah. Team is only as strong as its weakest link. So
Exactly.
I definitely understand, man. And it's
Exactly.
so important. It's so important to teach this new generation leadership because that's what we are lacking in a lot of areas, like true leadership. A lot of people are in it for selfish reasons, for
Yep.
and that's just not how it should be, especially if we want a productive society, a better society. And I feel like a lot of people are waking up to that as well. And it's so important to start with a younger generation, because after they get a certain age, bro, they're not even listening.
Exactly. But what we messed up at?
Who we or
Like
who
when I say we, meaning as a community,
our community.
guys that's in the sports, community things like that. It all starts from coaches, not just because you
Well,
got to think. Let's say I got a son, right? He on a team. He not playing things like that. So I'm like, oh, scratch. I'm a create my own team. He gonna be the face of the team, things like that. So a lot of people they do little certain things for self gain. Like
hmm
some things benefit for sure, but a
hmm
lot of things we're robbing our kids from perseverance, the toughness, the grit and grind.
yeah,
I don't want to just spoil my kids. Like everybody, like I said, I coach. A lot of people
hmm
see me coach my kids.
right.
I tell people to be honest, I don't want to coach my kids
Why not?
because it's already gonna be a stressful and toxic situation. Because you
Mhm.
gotta think this is my son, I'm his father. But then I'm coaching him. And let's say I'm coaching him hard. Now he's stressed out and things like that. His mind running, and then now we going home, and now we having a stressful relationship at home. I like no. I rather watch another coach coach you. I develop because I'm gonna be your coach to the day you die, basically, or day I die. I'm sorry. So
Mhm.
I'm not just a basketball coach. I'm gonna be a life coach. I'm just trying to show you sports. I'm gonna show you things in fatherhood, with manhood, fatherhood, et cetera, et cetera. So for me, it's like I want to do what I see my dad do a lot. You see how the coaches, coach me. He sat back and watched them, and then he
Mhm.
incorporated some of the things that they were showing me, and some of the things that he think I should be doing outside of them. So you still obeying authority. A lot of times outside of our parents, at least these younger kids now, they don't listen to nobody else, bro. Outside
Mhm.
their mom and dad. And some of them barely don't listen to their mom and dad.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
So that's why I say we us as a sports community, we did some things for self gain and kind of ruin how the kids look at sports. And I see they trying to bring it back, and I don't think it's too late. I don't think it's too late at all. But we got to bring some structure back to the game, bro. And not just basketball, football, any other sports, especially for minorities, because they already look at us like we don't listen, we don't care, we only looking out for self.
I
So
think it
it's just,
started at home though. I
yeah, it's at
honestly,
home.
I think it starts at home and the parents and how they raise the kids. You know, when they're young in the adolescent
Exactly.
stage, they don't correct the things. They laugh at them, and
Because
they
we be
just give
trying
them
to be,
devices. They
to
give them
most
like
parents,
technology, and they just like, here, go play. Instead of correcting them and teaching them and showing them like, hey, read a book, hey, do this.
exactly.
And it's other ways to gain knowledge, but they're just not teaching them. But hey, you can also look at the parents as well. Look at their lifestyle, and
Yeah,
it's a close parallel.
yeah,
Um,
because
but I'll
now
also
most
mention,
parents want to be,
the
most
money
parents
and
want to be,
stuff. So
oh yeah,
money
like
like
that.
the NIL, that's not making it better because it's just showing like you can be, mediocre and go to college and have terrible
Yep.
grades, and it's just like they still gonna pay you,
It's
but
a lot of
they're
that.
gonna be in for a big reality check once they graduate and can't go to the league. So
And then they even go deeper. Most parents want to be children's friend and not a parent.
true.
When they young, that adolescent age, because really adolescent is really all the way up to like what, 27? When we say adolescent, like you really look up like the definition of adolescent,
Hmm.
it's more than just young kids, like even young adults. But when they young, at a certain age, you want to develop structure. Like you say structure and discipline. I'm not your friend.
Hmm.
Obviously, when we get to them teenage years, like yes, I'm your parent. I'm not gonna be as disciplinary as I was in your earlier phases because you already developed the structure and discipline. Now I'm being your guide. I'm being your guide. And then obviously when you was becoming a younger adult, like yeah, you not in my house or whatever like that. So I can't do certain things anyway. But now it's more of passing along the teachings.
Yeah.
I'm going from disciplinary, I'm guiding you through life from 13 to however long you live or however long I live. And that's where, like you said, start from home.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, people's brains don't develop fully until they're 25. So
Exactly.
it's just so many lessons. But between ages 3 to like 5, they say like that's like one of the most critical times to correct things, and you
Yes.
can see things in children. And also, they say they used to do like the third grade statistic, like if they couldn't read or pass or do something in the third grade, that's how they could predict students that would either um, end up in jail or some type of prison or
Yeah.
whatever.
And
That statistic. But
and you know me, I hate that grade system. That's like wow,
yeah,
you
yeah,
already trying to put me in a bubble, put me in a box at 8, 9 years old. You know,
yeah,
I tell kids, man, like these teachers, these school systems, they paying close attention to you guys.
hmm,
Like I don't want, for I guess for me, I want to be the person like, oh, in 10 years that kid gonna be in jail. Now, grant you give them the reality, but that's a to me that's a crazy perspective for a kid who don't know no better. Like you said, his mind hasn't even developed, but you can see the path that he's going, and it's
hmm,
nothing but destruction. And it's like, I gotta tell you, I gotta be honest with you. So
yeah.
yeah,
You have
it's
some that listen and some that don't, and
yeah,
unfortunately, they just have to find out the hard way. We can
yeah,
only do so much in our positions. At the end of the day, that's still a person with their own identity, their own
and
mind, their own
their own
perspective.
journey.
So, you can't stress out over that. Um,
Yeah, I used to, and I ain't gonna lie to you, because I mean the goal is you won't never see no kid fall to the wayside.
hmm,
But
hmm,
obviously, that's unrealistic. Like you said,
hmm,
everybody got to get up and put their own pants and shoes on the same way. Everybody
hmm.
got their own journey.
Right,
Everybody has their own path that's already written. If you believe
right.
in God or whatever spiritual being that you believe in, you some people already have a written path. Like you can help them and guide them, but if that's where they're gonna go, you gotta let them find it out on their own.
For sure, man. And I think that's a great way to end today's episode. Once again, After a long few months or weeks, we're finally back. We're gonna be on schedule. Hey man,
Yeah, for
appreciate
sure.
you, Gene.
Yeah,
Once
always.
again, do you have any closing remarks you'd like to say, man?
Well, the biggest thing, man, hey, we back, baby.
We
Hey,
back.
it's episode 17, but listen, we should have been, you
Hey,
know,
we in the
just
present, man.
just knocking them out. But you gotta think, like you said, the life part kick in. We got jobs, we got families, we all going through whatever situation that we going through. So the biggest thing is obviously if you believe in God, keep God first, and obviously everything gonna follow itself. Like we always say, let God's will be done.
Hey
So we
man,
gotta make sure that we apply that. Obviously, like I said, we back. We're gonna be doing this more often, me and my brother, and we're gonna keep the show going. We're gonna keep the show going, man, because we got something real special.
for sure, man, for sure. And I appreciate everybody out there that's been watching and supporting us. Make sure you give the video a
Yes,
like and
yes,
make sure you subscribe. And once
yes.
again, this is
Like,
Life at
comment,
the
subscribe.
Ball, episode 17. Peace.